So I'm going to be telling you about the course we're doing today called Drawing People 101. The first chapter we're going to have is about body anatomy. So this is how I'm going to set you up with your foundation so you'll be able to do everything else on top of it. But general body anatomy is just something that's applicable to every single person, and so to me it makes sense to cover it first. We're going to be covering the head, the bone structure, the facial muscles, the neck, the ears. Then we'll go on to the torso, arms and legs, hands and feet. So this is rib cage, muscles, pelvis, and of course the bone and muscle structure for the arms, legs, hands, and feet. Then we'll be delving into male anatomy. So we're going to go into proportion and height, and then later on we're going to compare the male and female body. Then we're going to go into our facial structure, our beards, our muscle definition, what's going on with, our body when we lift heavy weights versus if, we're fairly slim. And then just other male body types as well, larger males, average males, just that kind of thing. Next, we're going to be talking about female anatomy. So just like the male, we're going to get into our proportion and our height, our facial structure and different hairstyles that our ladies can have. These are also applicable to guys as well. Then we have our muscle definition for females and different body types. Then for our fourth chapter, we're going to get into aging. So we're going to go through baby anatomy, developing child anatomy. How many heads tall are they? What are their arms and legs like? Middle adult anatomy, a 30-year-old to elder anatomy. What happens when you get older? What happens to the face? How do wrinkles happen? How do you draw them? All of that stuff. Then we're going to be talking about faces and bodies around the world. So we're going to start with skin tone range, origins, how many skin tones there really are to choose from, and how you would make those on your palette. We have average height based off of country, which is interesting if you're making a character and you want to pick the origins and figure out what's going on with them compared to the rest of the world. Then we're going to talk about how facial features can change depending on what your heritage is. And then, of course, body modifications and customs such as tattoos, ear piercing, scarification, all of that. Then we'll be going into the full facial anatomy guide, which is a lot of artists' favorite part because it includes the eyes, the nose, just all the things we use to identify people and make them human. So we'll dive into angles of the face, what they look like going up, down, sideways, facial expressions. So when your eyebrows raised, does that affect more than just the top of the face? What's going on when you grimace, when you're angry? How do the wrinkles affect other portions? Then I'll go into tips on stylization. So what if you want to draw in a more cartoon style? Well, we're going to talk about how you can take what you've learned and make it applicable to all different kinds of styles. Then finally, we'll go into lighting and shading, how to add some drama and dimension to your characters through choosing your light source and using that to your advantage.